I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm pretty ill right now, so if I'm sniffing or if I just sound bleh, it's because I've come down with something's going around. But I want to talk about Stan and Ollie, so let's do it. So Stan and Ollie is a biopic about Laurel and Hardy, played by Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly. And it focuses on their later years. They've just come back together after a long time apart. They're doing a tour of the United Kingdom. They're trying to get a new film put together. I didn't really have any anticipation for this film because I've never seen a Laurel and Hardy thing in my life. And I didn't see any trailers for it. It just wasn't a film that was on my radar or anything like that. But they did a preview of it last night. I went to go see it, and I walked out with a big smile on my face. This is a very heartfelt film about two aging legends. One thing the film does really well is that it doesn't show Laurel and Hardy in their prime a lot. It starts off and you see them and they're in their prime back in the 1930s. But you cut forward to now where they're all a bit older, they're a little bit more weathered, they're doing these comeback reunion shows, and they're in these small theatres, not even in the big ones, and they're peeking through the curtain and there's not a lot of people in the audience. You're just like, man, that kind of sucks actually. And that's what I mean, because at first I was like, we don't get to see a lot of them in their prime. Am I really going to care as much? The film makes you care. They really do. They do a really good job of establishing these guys are legends. They used to be really big deals, but now people aren't all that interested in them anymore because they're kind of past their prime, even though they can still go on stage. People just aren't interested in Laurel and Hardy anymore. They want these new performers on stage and stuff. And in that aspect, the film is quite bittersweet because they're on stage, nobody really wants to see them that much anymore, and you really feel for them. The film gave me the feels quite a few times. Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly play Laurel and Hardy, or as you get to know them in this film as Stan and Ollie. They were great together. I've never really been a big Steve Coogan guy. Alan Partridge, it doesn't really work that well for me, but he was really good here. John C. Reilly was really good. I haven't seen a lot of John C. Reilly's other dramatic stuff, and this film's not a heavy drama or anything, but for a serious role, I thought he did a really good job. I want to see some of his more dramatic stuff now. And when these two guys are on stage performing a show, you just have a big smile on your face because they work well together. They just, it's like tea and sugar. It fits, and you just like, yeah, you're so content watching them, and they're really entertaining as well. I mean, it's very basic kind of humour, they're just doing, mindless slapstick, but it's fun. I really enjoyed whenever they're on stage. The film does go the sentimental route and exploring their story in their later years. Like I said, it's not a really thick, heavy drama, so whenever like someone has an argument or a confrontation, they're not shouting at each other, they're not screaming at each other, they're just like having a sort of heated debate. And it is kind of cliche in that aspect in how it executes some of the more dramatic moments. You can see where it's going to go, how it's going to execute it, but it doesn't derail the film too much. But for what the film's trying to do, for what it's trying to achieve, I thought it did its job quite well. Its pleasures are simple and the execution is familiar, like I said, but the film did its job of giving me the feels and getting me to care about these two aging legends trying to make a comeback. Again, Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly work so well together. I love the scenes when they're on stage and just performing a show. That was entertaining. And I love films that are like behind the scenes of the creative process, kind of like The Disaster Artist. Watching the two of them write new material, rehearsing their material, practicing their material. I just love being behind the scenes of that stuff, so it's a really good film in that aspect as well. Towards the end, there are a couple of parts which did kind of hit me, and do you know at the end of most biopics where you have the on-screen text saying what happened next? There is one particular line in there that I was like, oh god, it nearly got me teared up. I was welling up, it didn't come out, but it was heartfelt. It was some really effective stuff. I'm going to give Stan and Ollie a 4 out of 5. So guys, what did you think of Stan and Ollie? Are you a Laurel and Hardy fan? Did this film satisfy you as a Laurel and Hardy fan? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down there. And if you want to see more of my stuff, click on one of these in a second, and I'll see you all next time.